Hello everyone. Hopefully my phone does not die while we're doing this, but it is our live video update today. I gotta get on my glasses, plug in my phone, Oh, let's see if it holds it. It is one of those days, you guys. Clicking, inviting Ben. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I am just working from home. Addie had a allergy test today, so we're just working through all of her different things. You got a big old head today. Your hat was like whoosh, like this.
Push it away a little bit. There we go.
I can't really hear you, but that's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Barely.
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 Oh no. Let's see. Oh,
I muted
there we
myself.
go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it just might be my end and speaker and stuff. So
Hmm.
I'll have to really use my listening ears. So, and my phone is like charging. So we're just gonna just go with this angle.
Okay.
Right here. Here we go. How's your day?
It's going great.
I cannot hear you.
It is going amazing.
That didn't help anything, but that's okay. Anyways, let's talk about why don't you get out and get back in, just in case.
Okay, I'll leave.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Gotta love technology, you guys. Gotta love it. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the market update this week and what's going on, what we're hearing from feedback from people that were calling and checking in with this time of year. And then
Can you hear me now?
it's the same.
Okay.
Do you have like your phone speaker covered or something?
No.
Steve, can you hear Ben okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear Ben okay.
Can you hear me, Steve?
Okay.
Hello.
You're just scooting in closer.
Well, I want to see if maybe it's the microphone.
Maybe I'm just deaf.
I don't
Okay,
know.
well, we're just going to keep going on and then I'll just really have to listen to you. First, I want to send out a big prayer to everyone that's dealing with the flooding and let people know. Also, prayers for the people that are the National Guard that's been requested out there now, as well as all the workers in between the middle of the night, the news reporters. I mean, it's just all over the place, but I am praying hard. The recent evacuation, obviously in Pacific from the White River levee, has been down, and that flooding has just gone really bad. So I have some clients that live down there, checking on them. But there's a lot of resources, and I think people often don't know how to ask for help, or they're just in survival mode trying to get help, or they don't even know where to turn. And so just know that Ben and I are here to point you in the right directions. If we need to help make some phone calls for you, if you need meals for you and your family, anything. I know this is a tough time around Christmas, and I just want to make sure that everyone knows that they are loved and worth being taken care of, and that they don't have to do this alone. So
100%.
we are there. So you had some topics and things that you wanted to go over today based on, what we've been hearing out in the market, and what people have been sharing. And so I wanted you to go ahead and take that away, and then I will fill in as needed since I can't really hear you. So,
Okay. Well, I'll start with they got some myths out there of a lot of people are kind of just holding off and they're saying, we're going to wait, or, it's not a good time. When the reality is December is really a power move. It is the time to do it. There is less competition. Sellers are usually way more motivated, including buyers, so more serious people around the holidays. And the transactions are always a little more cleaner and during this time of the year, and they're faster. So, because there's not as many transactions and the market's usually down, the transactions can go a little faster. So, and that includes appraisals and so many other things. When it's in the heart of summer and you have competition and, sellers aren't as motivated because they maybe can wait a little bit, or, you have more people getting appraisals, it's a little slower. So it's a really, really, really good time of year, and it's a power move to get it done now.
Yeah, well, and sometimes people think that they don't want to move during the holidays, right? And there are a lot of different options as far as rent backs for the sellers, where they can pay you to stay in their home a little bit longer. You can move afterwards. There's just a lot of different things that aren't just based, everything in a contract is negotiable, so it's just figuring out what works best for the buyer and the seller in
Yep.
those moments. But like Ben said, there's so much opportunity out there right now, and if everyone's waiting until the first of the year, historically what's going to happen is you're going to have more competition, and you're going to want that house that everyone else wants.
Well, and this is the question that I ask. Rates were in the sevens last year and a part of this year. And, we were waiting because we wanted better rates. They're in the sixes this year. And, the market itself hasn't truly caught up to the rates being there. I think after the holidays, I think it's really going to pick up. And you're going to have competition again. So don't wait. It's getting a pre-approved now is a cheat code. Be ahead of everybody else, because you can plan around the bonuses you get around this time to use. You get tax returns going into next year. So you can use that if you need to hedge payments, or, you get faster acceptance of offers. Um, you can really position yourself better for the springtime when that competition really ramps up. So you're just being proactive while everyone else is being reactive and coming in later and getting approved for the home that they like. And then that home's off the market. You were the one that was able to grab that.
Well, and I really think, like we said, buyers a lot of them are getting closing costs paid for, the zero down loan programs. They're walking into these homes with, sometimes less than $1,000, and really paying themselves every month, right? I saw this meme that said, it's so different when you're paying your mortgage and you're actually paying yourself versus paying your landlord. And it's so true. That's a big shift in opportunity going into the next year and setting yourself up for success. But back to the closing costs, come spring, I think if interest rates even stay where they're at, I don't know that we're going to have an inventory problem, and I don't know that sellers are going to be willing to give away all that stuff anymore like they are now. Sellers that are on the market still during the holidays are motivated.
So I had this question proposed to me recently by a client who called and was like, you know what, I really want to get a plan together. Let's figure it out. And they said, so you guys always talk about you should buy now and so many tips on why and how. And you guys are doing that thing on the 21st and don't wait. But what would be the reasons to wait? Why should someone wait? And I've got a few topics here. Number one is your credit isn't ready. So you should create a plan. Maybe the credit isn't at the score that's needed. There's a little challenges or hurdles, and we're working on that. You shouldn't wait to turn the light on and create a plan, but you should wait to buy because you can't at this time. Another reason would be your job. It's uncertain right now. You were laid off, or you're not maybe getting the overtime that you were, or, something is going on that's just a little uncertain right now, and that's okay. You still should turn the light on. You still shouldn't wait until that's handled or the challenge is overcome before you turn the light on and start planning or prepping for it. And then again, if you're in any sort of timeline. If you're over 12 months, definitely, turn the light on and start creating a plan so we can, overcome any of those hurdles that you may have right now or challenges, and create that plan so we can save towards that and budget towards that. But we don't need to start the process today to buy a home. Let's wait a little bit and get closer to that date. So those are the main reasons why you would want to wait. If you don't fall in any of those categories, you should be turning on the light and prepping for your financial future today.
I agree. I agree. I don't have much to say on that. I think, I'm going to keep preaching this, but I would talk to a lender sooner and work on getting pre-approved and then waiting versus waiting to get pre-approved,
Love that.
because everybody's situation is so different. You can go to ChatGPT or Google or whatever you're using, Gemini, Cloud, I don't know even know what all of them are, Perplexity, and trying
Rock.
to figure out what those answers are. But until you have a financial partner, is what I'll call Ben, looking at your assets, your debt to income, your payment history, your credit, I don't even, tax returns, there's so many things. Anyways, it's not just, they have to get an overall idea of a situation. And so that is not something that ChatGPT or Google is going to be able to assist with. And even using like a mortgage calculator online, you're not getting the true idea of what's happening out there. And so you really need to partner with someone that's going to be more intimate into your financial situation that can really set you up for success, and the right one, because sometimes I've seen, mortgage professionals just give you a pre-approval that's should not be pre-approved for, but way out of an range. And it's like, there's no way in hell that you're comfortable paying that, but you're sold on this dream of getting this property, and then you're losing your home in foreclosure or short sale because you couldn't afford it in the first place. Like, Ben's really going to take that time to go over what makes sense. This is a stepping stone. Or if you're looking to sell, then buy or work through that process, that's also another stepping stone.
Yep.
So just
Awesome.
some food for thoughts. Of what that looks like. But I pulled a Zillow 2025 buyer housing report, and it was interesting to me that 52% of buyers actually contacted a real estate agent first before the lender. And so if you feel more comfortable contacting me and me introduce you to Ben, which happens quite a bit, that's fine too. Some people have a hard time calling the lender or don't know how to reach out to them or what to say or whatever that looks like. I stick you guys on a group text. We keep that group text throughout the entire process so that we're all in communication and what that looks like.
That is awesome. I love the group text.
Yep. Is there anything else that I wanted to share on this? 60% of home buyers reported stress, very extremely stressful, or at least somewhat stressful, was 85%. So that's really interesting to me too. So Lily wants to turn the light on. I love it. First a ring, then a house.
Yep.
It's
Here we
doing things
go.
in the right way.
That's
So just think
awesome.
about, Ben and I really work on in our team, and Janelle behind the scenes as well, and Jenny, Steph, all of them. We really work on making it as simple and streamlined as possible. Now, there's going to be sometimes a bump in the road and what that looks like, but the more you communicate those one-off things that happen, the
Yep.
more you communicate, and you can go watch our previous videos about things you don't do throughout the pre-approval process or while we're buying a home, the easier it's going to be. I typically hear from our first-time home buyers that, wow, this was a lot easier than I thought it would be. You guys handled so much of it, and sometimes too much, because then they think it's too easy. And then they go to sell and buy later and they're like, oh my God, what is going on? Because that process can be a little bit more
It's true.
um, daunting of that process, but we're really looking for the not very or at all stressful um, responses so that you guys can just focus on doing what you do best, which is go to work or take care of your family, however you handle that, pack your home, which is already so much fun, and just being in the excitement of your new home.
Yep.
Anything else you wanted to add?
No, just we have something amazing coming up next month on the 21st. And just want to share that again and make sure you tell all your friends, family, if you want to join, come ask questions. What is it? And what are we doing on the 21st again?
So we're doing a home buyer information live Zoom. So you can come as you are, wear pants or don't wear pants, as I was talking to my nephew yesterday about Zooms. He said when he was in school, because he was in COVID, that he always wore pants to his Zoom
Good,
classes and
good.
wanted to know if
Please wear
I always wear
pants.
pants to my Zoom meetings. So that was a fun conversation yesterday. He has Asperger's, but he just sometimes the things he says and how he says it are just so cute.
That was so funny.
Um, and it's open for anyone.
Yep.
So, if you just want to pop in and you want a more structured conversation, a little bit more in depth than what we do on these lives every week. That's where it's going to be open forum for questions. You can send them in ahead of time or you can chat them at that moment. You do not have to get on camera. It will be more of like a webinar that everyone will be able to pop on and get information from. I am going to try to stream it live to our NLA Real Estate Network page so that you guys can pop in and watch it over there. If you can't log into the Zoom for whatever reason, then obviously get a playback later on. So, and then the next month, we'll start having both classes, which will be, so you're wanting to sell, what's next? So versus do you want to rent it out? How to know, if you should rent it out. We'll talk about, do you buy, then sell? Do you sell, then buy? Do you do it at the same time? What are our options and what does that look like? Whether you're downsizing or upsizing or whatever it may be, there's just so many options. And I don't feel like anyone's really doing resources or classes on that. And so just making sure that people have that information, but we're starting with buyers first. I love the energy from first-time home buyers, and there's been quite a few people that we have helped this year get into homes that they are just so excited about, and we want to continue that energy moving forward and be there for all seasons of life. So whether it's divorce, death, diapers, what is there's a why would relocations an R, but how would you turn that into a D? Destination? I don't know. They
Yep.
always say the 5 Ds, and I always never can think of what they are except divorce, diapers. Now I forgot the other one. Des, yeah. But there's all. So all life events, and we want to be ahead of the life events. So if you have a family member that's starting to get ill, and they have an estate, let's get them connected with our attorneys
Yep.
for probate or whatever that may be. If you um, wills, make sure all of their stuff is in alignment. Let's not wait till they're in a place that they cannot talk or something happens. If you're planning on having kids, let's figure out what that looks like. Like we're here for the preparation just as much as we are the moment, but let's try to ease some of that preparation and dream a little bit. Our whole goal is to provide hope in 2026 and have you dream and take those dreams off your shelf and provide you that opportunity to really lean into that.
Love that.
Any other things that you wanted to share, Ben?
Go Hawks. Thursday.
Go Hawks. Yes. Thursday night football. So exciting. Hold on, I'm gonna go get one of our cards.
Okay,
My
yes.
phone, I need a new phone. It keeps dying. I do not need
Mm.
a new phone. Ben got a new phone, so now I want a new phone. And
Yeah,
now
she
all of a
wants one.
sudden my phone keeps dying all the time. And Ben says it's because I'm on it for I mean, yesterday he was laughing. I was like, my phone's dead. It's only noon. And he's like, you've been on your phone for 5 hours
Yes, it's
nonstop
7 something this morning.
working. And I really was. I was on a Zoom and training class, and then I was making calls, and then another thing, and FaceTiming people. You
So
know how
any
it
phone,
goes.
even the new phone, would be dead by noon.
So I just want to complain and get a new phone. Okay, I'm gonna pull a card from the life story interview kit
Oh, here we go.
tails. Let's see. You said that some of them have a meaning, but I'm just gonna grab one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have one for this, but I know you probably do. What song immediately puts you in a good mood?
There's a lot of songs that do that.
I'll go first while you're thinking of that before I change
Okay.
my mind. So lately, Ellie really likes Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, and she sings it at the top of her lungs and dances on her tippy toes and swirls around. And so anytime I hear it now, I automatically laugh, and it just puts me in a super, super good mood. So my radio doesn't work in my car for listening to music, so I've just been listening to a lot of podcasts and books for the last year with intention. So, but yes, the golden kills me every time because she just
That
is
is
having so
amazing.
much fun with that.
Okay, so most people would think I would, I love all types of music. The one though that just makes me completely happy, and it would be Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. That's something that you can roll the windows down with your family and scream at the top of your lungs driving down the street. You may see me do that with my daughters in the car. And just don't be alarmed. We're definitely going to be doing that again here shortly. So, yes, that's the
Yes,
one.
so much fun. Okay, well, we will see you is next week, the 23rd. Yeah, so we'll be here next week
Oh, we
and
are?
the
Okay.
following week. Share some holiday love. Maybe we'll have a cute holiday sweater on or something. Who knows? Just come. We appreciate everyone's support and turning into these lives and watching our mini replays. You can always catch them on YouTube or here. Or if you have a specific question or want to introduce us to one of your friends that needs something, whether it be they may be losing their home or just have credit questions, just anything financial or real estate related, please reach out. Or if you need a vendor for anything, I mean, the list goes on. Just call and see if I know of anyone. We'll
And
start
come
there.
support on the 21st. We're here.
Yep. See you guys then. Bye.